Hello, everyone. My name is Lake Simons, and I am a puppeteer and a performer, a theater maker, and I'm also the co-artistic director of the Hip Pocket Theater. And one of the things that we love to do at Hip Pocket is include puppetry into the work that we make. So something I thought would be fun to do is to share how to make a very, very simple puppet. Puppets are basically things that you move around. They are objects, they are made things that could resemble us. They could be abstract. They could resemble things that we are familiar with, things in nature, fantastical beings as well. But I'm going to take this to a very, very basic level just to give you some simple ways of creating puppetry. So I've got a couple of materials here. I have a pencil so that I can draw a shape. I also have with me today a chopstick. This is from a to-go meal. I tend to not throw things away, reuse, recycle. And so this is actually a really useful thing to use for puppetry. I also have here today one of my most favorite materials, cardboard. I love cardboard. Cardboard is a beautiful basic material that is you can do lots of things with it. So I'm going to show you today how to make a fish. One thing that I want to share with you before I begin is a couple of basics with cardboard. Now, this is a piece of cardboard that has been cut from another piece. I'm going to get this close to the camera so you can see. Cardboard is corrugated. It has this, it's two layers. It can be more than that, but there's basically one layer of paper on top, one layer of paper underneath, and then there's this zigzag paper in between those two things. Now, something that's really important to take note of is where the corrugation is running, because sometimes in making simple puppets and even making complex puppets, we need to make a fold, and it folds nicely one way, and the other way it's a little more tricky. I can force it and make it fold that way, but it's nice to be able to make use of these lovely little corrugated lines because it helps to create some folded edges. All right, moving on. Another favorite material of mine that I like to use is masking tape. It's also made of paper. And so we're going to use these things today to make a fish puppet. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, with my cardboard and my pencil, I'm going to just draw a very simple fish. Here I go. I'm going to make it so that everything is included. It's going to have a body. There, we can see if you can see it. There it is. A body and a tail. I'm not going to worry too much about fins or anything like that. No features right now. I'm also now going to introduce some scissors. You could use a knife to cut this out, like an X-Acto knife or a box cutter. But also, if it's something fairly simple, you can just use scissors to cut. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Sometimes it's easier with this kind of situation that you might enter the cardboard in different places with your scissors. Okay, if you're feeling like, I can't get in there, you can find another edge to start with so that it might be hard to make some turns or some edges, some corners. Okay, look. Voila, I have a little fish shape. Now, here it is. Very simple. Puppetry is making this thing seem as though it's alive. And all I need to do is move it. So I'm holding this, and there it is. It's moving. I know, it's so simple, but truly, this now is a puppet because I am moving it and puppeteering it. I'm pretending that it's alive, and I'm giving it movement that is familiar to me, that I know. How does a fish move? And maybe I like to try first with my hand. How does a fish move? Okay, it moves in this kind of a way. So I try to make that sort of movement. Now I'm going to do something kind of crazy. I'm going to actually now cut this tail off because I'm going to show you how to create a simple moving part. Okay, so here I go. Oh my goodness, I'm cutting the tail off of the fish's tail off. Okay, so now it's in 2 pieces and it can come together to do this. But I need something to be able to bring it together that's flexible, and that's where our masking tape comes in. Alrighty now, so I'm gonna find, I should have done this before, to find the end of the masking tape. This might be the hardest part of making this, is finding where the masking tape end is, but I think I found it. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna take a little piece of it here. And I'm not going to worry too much about like what does the outside of this fish look like. It's made of cardboard right now. I could decide later to paint it. I could decide later to add some sort of fabric, some kind of shimmery something to it. I also could decide to like pad it a little bit to give it a little more dimension. But right now we're going to keep it simple. And so what I'm going to use this for is this flexible hinge that I need to be able to have these 2 pieces come back together again. Now I could do that by putting a piece of tape here and then reattaching, doing some surgery here, reattaching it, but I want to give that a little bit of a space, because if I don't give it a space, it won't wiggle as much, and I want to have a very wiggly tail. So here I have a very wiggly tail now. Now I'm going to give that a little more support by putting another piece of tape here, on here. And so it's sort of, I've got one piece on one side and one piece on the other, and it's got a little wiggliness going on. Yay, wiggly. Now, I could also just draw an eye. That might help to give it a little bit of expression, but I'm just going to leave it simple for now. Now, let's get back to this chopstick. I'm using my hands. I can absolutely choose as a puppeteer that I want to bring something to life, and it's just hands-on, and here are my hands. But I could also do something where I attach sticks to this. I am going to get one more stick out. I have lots of little funny sticks here in my collection. Oh, look, it's the other one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach these sticks to this. Again, really simple. I'm using my masking tape for now. You could use hot glue. You could hot glue these on here. But I'm just going to stick with this very simple way of doing things. I'm going to see if I can put this down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put this, whoopsie, I'm going to put this here, stick, and I'm going to put the other stick here, and putting my fabulous, most magnificent masking tape on here, and just flip that around. Now bring this back up here, and woo! I've got a little fish puppet. Now I'm puppeteering it from here. I could also decide that I need puppeteered from here. So these are some options. This is just a very simple little fish puppet, but you could also think about doing this with other types of animals or shapes or people or fantastical creations that you might have in your mind. All right, thank you so much. I have really enjoyed sharing this with you, and I think that you should now go and make a fish puppet. Thank you so much.